This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk about the anti-bucket list. What things in the world, food and fitness would we never do again? Three, 2, 1. Daniel, did you know I didn't really used to like beards? And it grew on me.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on?
Awful, mate. That's
awful.
It's not even good enough to be a dad joke, you know, like, awful, mate.
You didn't even want to hear the punchline. Didn't even want to hear it. He was like, I'm just going to carry on.
Didn't care for it, mate. That's awful.
That was awful. All that is going on.
Well, it's downhill from here, isn't it? After that, let's be honest. It's just set the tone, mate, for the whole show. I think that one.
I got a fun show. I got a fun show lined up. Everybody would have already seen the title. Dan doesn't actually know what he's doing. He has no idea what we're talking about.
It's not. It's going to be this restaurant game we talked about ages ago. No, we did that, didn't we? We did the gym.
We did that on you.
Yeah. I thought we were going to do the restaurant there. I thought we were actually going to do the restaurant one though, like as well.
Oh right, yeah. Well, the dream restaurant. We probably should at some point, but yeah. No, because on the back end of last week, we vaguely talked about the anti-bucket list.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah. That's so long ago. He's been playing so much golf. He's got
That's
no
it,
idea
mate. Don't be jealous. Play golf tomorrow, mate. Golf tomorrow.
Whereas I am injured, so yeah. This is how fitness I am. I got injured. I injured myself from unracking a safety bar.
That's bad, isn't it?
I know. I was just like, oh my god.
We're both injured then. And my knees fucked from when I did those pistol squats. It really hurt my knee.
Was it plural? Pistol squats?
Oh yeah, I did, mate. I did 3 rounds of them.
3 rounds.
Wow. Yeah, I did. Oh, mate, don't you worry about that. But yeah, just it doesn't hurt. It doesn't stop me doing anything. I can still squat. I can still do movements. I haven't loaded it or anything yet, but it just hurts. It's just really. I think there's like Laura said she had it. There's a little muscle in the back of the knee. I don't even know what it's called. Something popliteus. I don't know. Yeah, runs diagonal across the back of the knee joint. Anyway, and it kind of feels like that's where the pain is. Like it feels right across there. And like when I straighten my knee and all this sort of stuff, she was like, yeah, it's really bad. It doesn't stop you doing much, but it's more about like rotation of like the knee where you can obviously still like move your ankle like left and right. It's like,
yeah, it kind of follows it.
Yeah. It's like something to do with that, but it doesn't really hurt when I do that. Yeah, what does it do? Despite its small size, it's a major stabilizer of the knee. The popliteus is involved in both the closed chain phase and open chain phase and the gait cycle. So yeah, when I fully extend my knee, I can start to feel it a tiny bit, but it's just really weird injury. Didn't hurt when I did it on the day. It was only woke up the next day and I was like, oh shit, that really hurts. And then walking really hurt. So I was like,
yeah. See, pistol squats are no good for anybody.
Well, there you go. That's what I've learned. But also, yeah, it doesn't affect me playing golf, luckily. So we're all good. Good.
Whereas if I have injured my intercostal, I believe I'm going to. Brilliant. I think
Yeah.
What were you going to say about my headphones, mate?
Yeah, they're really good, mate. They're fantastic. I might buy a pair.
Apparently so. I mean, it's only on my laptop and it decides to mute. What also happened yesterday with them, I don't know whether it was them or whether it was like Slack just going crazy when I was trying to run a huddle in Slack, which is basically like Clubhouse, and it just went really, really strange and like high pitched. So not a fan. Basically, this is teaching me. This is why Dan used an old fashioned Apple wire headphones when he records, and I don't. But I understand why everybody does. If I'm really honest. Yeah,
just plug in. Well, like I said to you before we started pressing record, I ordered a new computer. So I've like gone back and forth around this. So when I first started as online coach, I had a laptop, and I used to plug it into my desktop screen. I used to have an extra screen to plug it into. Then after a while, I was like, I didn't have to use my laptop out and about anymore. I just use it sat at my desk. So I should just get a desktop. Got the desktop. It's fantastic. It's great. It's about 3 or 4 years old now. It started getting really slow. It's really full of crap. And I was like, actually, now I'm here in Dubai. I'm using my laptop more. I'm going out and about and doing workout and going to mics and doing stuff. So now I actually need a laptop more. So now I've just spent all this money on a new laptop. So I'm going to get back to the laptop and screen version, which I got no doubt in 3 years' time I'll go back to having a fucking desktop at some point. But I think I've settled now on the laptop and screen combo. I think is the best combo. If you get a really, really, my view of it is if you get a laptop that's got a quicker processor, a bigger hard drive, because that's most of the time what you get in a desktop is it's a little bit quicker. And because they don't have to make it as tiny, it doesn't cost as much. I think if you can afford it, you're better off getting a much quicker laptop with much bigger hard drive built in already. Because you can't, again, even if you get like an extendable one, plug it in, it's not quite the same, so it's always good. Pay the extra money now when you can, and then you can just get a screen to plug into it, and it'll be like a desktop. That's what I'm gone with. Just for those of you that didn't ask and don't care, I'm telling you anyway.
All those online coaches, and I concur, is I think I might get another screen, because at the moment I thought I have a portable screen as well, which I use, but I think I might get another big one that I just leave on my desk, because I basically love two screens. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me today because I was only doing the podcast with you. I've refused to be on my laptop because it's been one of those days. I slept badly, blah, blah, blah. I'm injured, I'm feeling poorly. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna check my email, and that's about it. Reply to about 4 things. I was like, everybody who needs to be onboarded, they can wait till Wednesday. Fuck it. Money doesn't come out till Friday. It's fine. So it's fine. Just annoying, but I concur. That's the same setup I have. Lovely, mate.
It's the best setup.
It's the better setup. And then obviously, if anybody does not have a Magic keyboard or whatever, and a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse, you're living in a crazy world. In a crazy world. Like,
even if you've got a laptop, you still use those.
Even if you've got a laptop, I mean. Madness. It's too close. It's like too crazy. Whatever it is, the touch pad is just not as good as having an actual
Never
mouse.
used them. I never used them. Always use mouse.
It's crazy. You live in a crazy land. Anyway, I don't get it because my girlfriend does it, and she's on her laptop the whole time for what she does work wise, and she still uses the touchpad and the laptop keyboard.
Couldn't do it.
Madness. She's on it more than I am. I'm like, this is crazy. Living in a crazy world. But yeah, all good, mate. All right. I think there's nothing craziness apart from slight update on our new cyclist transgender woman.
Not cycling anymore, is she?
She's not allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm bad to laugh, but like, yeah. Then she also complained. It was just like, oh, I'm in limbo. But then they were like, yeah, you're not going to do it. You're not allowed. So yeah, she wasn't allowed to compete. So, which I mean,
I'm telling you now, Tom, because it's close to our heart. I'm telling you now, it's close to our heart. The next one is going to be in golf, because it's a sport where you gain a serious advantage. Like blokes have a serious advantage in terms of strength, speed, all that sort of stuff. I think that's the next one. Could you
imagine? I would love playing off the ladies' tees.
I'm telling you now, you're going to see it, and you're going to see people break all these records, course records and stuff. You're going to see it's going to happen, mate. It's going to be the next one, because I'm telling you now, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Be interesting, wouldn't it? Because obviously there was a stage of some of the girls were trying to play the men's events, and it never kind of came to fruition because there is a physical advantage, unfortunately. They were like, oh, it's just about technique and ball striking, and it was Michelle.
But would they not just playing the same? Were they not playing the same competitions, but off the ladies' tees? Though, surely.
No. They have to play off the competition tees. Those are the competition tees.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's an all ladies event, they play off the ladies' tees. If it's a competition, then it's all competition tees, like the blacks or the silvers or whatever they are.
It would be interesting to see men versus women with like using the two different tees, though.
Yeah. I'm sure your course will be that. There'll be some sort of event. Yeah, because I've played a few courses before where obviously like some of the par fives, they're like the ladies will play as a par five and the the lads will play it as a par 4. Same tees. Yeah. I'm like, hang on a minute, what? Like, it's a joke. And then literally some of them are like behind. That's one of the places I played before with my buddy Keith. Yeah, I was like, what? I'm behind them, and I have to what? And I have one less shot. It's crazy. But yeah, I guess I can hit it further. Kind of doesn't mean I hit it in the right way, right place. But yeah, it's fine. Right, mate. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the anti-bucket list, as Dan obviously wanted to. I've written 5 things revolved around fitness, and then I've literally gone on Google and onto Reddit, and there's a popular Reddit thread about this topic. So I thought, as everybody obviously wants your opinion, there are 20 people share the anti-bucket list activities they never want to do again, and see if we can concur what our thoughts about those anti-bucket list activities are, Daniel. I think always promises for a great show. Get you moaning about something. But obviously we have to revolve this around fitness in some sort of way, I believe. But yeah, right, the anti-bucket list within the health and fitness foodie world. What gym, that is facility, would you never visit again? Is there one that was shocking that you visited or trained in or had to
pretty much any hotel gym. Pretty much any. I just think there's a real market, right, for a hotel chain to be like the fitness hotel chain. They would get booking, they'd be full. All they need is a good gym, like fully equipped, decent machines, barbells, Alico stuff, squat racks. You wouldn't need that many of them, right? You need one in each major city around the UK, right? I think they would be full all the time. The amount of people my clients I speak to, and they travel all over the place, right? You could even make it worldwide eventually, but in the UK, they travel places, travel Sheffield, Manchester, Birmingham, whatever, and they're going for work and they stay in a hotel and they always like hotel gym shit. And I think they are the type of people who would seek out a good gym. And all the hotel people would need to worry about is finding good PTs and give them the information, because then they would tell their clients to go there. And I don't think they'd care if the rooms weren't amazing or all that sort of stuff, because that's not what they would give as much of a shit about. So you wouldn't even need to make it really flash. It would just be about the gym. And then also, off the back of that, the food that they offer as well there could be better, and it could be a little bit healthier, because people just don't have it. And I don't think you'd have loads of them, but I think if you had one in each major city, anyone who's got any money and wants to invest, come to me and I'll talk to you about my idea. I've just given it away, but I'll talk about it. I think if that happened, I think it would take off. And I think it would be something. I think, yeah, there you go. Rant over.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah, I would agree. It's always something that I've thought about and been like, you know what, I should go into this. Like I could do this, like in terms of putting gyms together or stocking gyms in hotels, because there are a couple off the top of my head. Gyms that obviously hotels that have gone down, meant to be a good gym chain. Obviously, Equinox have started their own hotel. There is only, I believe, only 1 or 2 currently, but obviously theirs is sick. And I think they built like an in-keeping little facility in each room, I believe. But I was like, I wouldn't want that. I'd want it in a facility downstairs, something like that. Yeah. There is obviously a bit pricey, the Vulgari Hotel, which have workshop gyms in the basement or whatever.
So I think they can make it like budget.
If you want to make it budget, there is people will have heard of, and I'm not saying this is a good chain, but the Village Hotels. Have you ever heard of them? Yeah. They're meant to be what you've just described, apart from the healthy food options, because it's always like a diner or like a sports bar on the back end. The rooms are basic as fuck. I've stayed in one, I believe, in Warrington, and yeah, it was. And then the gym is meant to be okay, like they're meant to all have a gym that people PT out of and stuff like that. I guess it's a case of like how they'd kit out the gym. It was incredibly kind of I don't know, leisure center Leisure centre gym.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's always then like, you know, they always say, I've got a gym, and it's always like more cardio machines and loads of machines and no real squat racks and weights and stuff. And I just think that hardcore gym goers, if they knew there was a good place, and you'd always have that, every single one of them had to have a minimum, do you know what I mean? Minimum spec of these things. And yeah, I just think, I don't know, maybe Ultraflex will come out with the idea and they'll run with it. But it's, and I get that the whole concept with it is that if you really cared about it, you would go to a hotel and you'd find a gym nearby that was good. Like if you really give a shit, but it's more the fact that if you had it as a chain of gyms and you knew, I wouldn't, I just wouldn't give a shit. I'd just be like, I can't bother to find somewhere. It's too much hassle, because again, convenience, people pay for convenience, right? They pay for that element of, I can't be bothered. If it was all there, like again, these people are just going for one night. They're not going there. They're not fussed. They would use it if it was there, but likewise, they're not fussed, but they would actually seek out the hotel and go there if it had a gym, but they wouldn't go and find a hotel nearest a good gym in the area. They just would like, I wouldn't bother going. Yeah. So I think there's definitely scope for it. I mean, I get that some places obviously are too big, and you know, you're not going to have just one in London, for example, or whatever. But I do think that if you had it as a chain as well, like, and it was known and it was marketed that way as a chain, and you maybe even be able to be a member of this chain, and you could get special discounted rates if you sign up for a yearly kind of like thing. I think, I don't know why I'm giving this idea away. Shut up, Dan. Keep the idea. Go to Dragon's Den. Go to Dragon's Den. But yeah, I just think it would take off. I just think it would. I know I'd look to stay there. And I'm not even what you would call an avid trainer, but I would still seek it out and be like, I'll probably go there. Like, so I could train. So yeah.
That's interesting. I think the gym I would never visit again is probably the gym that I first ever went in. And it is the Blackwater Leisure Centre, part of the Harper's Club in Malden. Probably the first gym I went in. And I don't think it's been upgraded since. And it's fucking awful. Yeah, not good. It's those like awful rubbery weird dumbbells of like, and the barbells that like, I'm like, I've dread to think like how much skin is in the kind of knurling-y serrated crap of the barbell. I'm like, absolutely. And more like cross trainers than anything else, because obviously there was a deal on cross trainers, wasn't there? So they had to do them. Absolutely. It kind of it preaches to the leisure center, the classic leisure center gym. I'm like, this has been put together by someone who hasn't dipped their toe into health and fitness really, or changing somebody's life, unfortunately. All right, that was number one, Daniel. Number two, keeping with that kind of theme of in the gym, what equipment would you never use again? Is there a piece of equipment that you've used and it was dog shit and you're like, no? Or like a gym that you've been to that you remember that it was like, what is this? I don't even understand. You know?
Oh, well, I mean, straight away those vibration plates, but I've not really used one like technically, I suppose.
But you haven't gone to use it and then gone, I'm never using that again. Yeah.
No, I think the other one was the fat grips. Do you remember them?
Fat grips. Yeah.
Not a fan. Like, again, Watson Gym brought them out. I remember training at Watson. They used to be like, oh, we've got fat grips and they move around and, you know, they're like, they swivel like, and I'm like, I just didn't like it. I did not get the hype with it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use them, but there is a plausibility for them, I believe, and it's weird. Like, obviously, the
grip, I don't think there's anything issue. There's no issue with that. It's just I just didn't like it.
Yeah,
I just don't. Yeah,
it's a weird one because I know there's a lad who we actually kind of prescribed him to use them quite a lot because he's becomes like kind of hyper tensile and hypersensitive for his grip in his hands, and they kind of really seize up when he grips too hard close in, when he's really super contracted. So we were like, if we use fat grips, we can't even get to that position, so we use fat grips. So it was quite strange. So he wouldn't seize up as much. But yeah, it's a weird one. There's something that I hate. I don't know. It's the when a machine based weight is obviously pin loaded and obviously the pin loaded bit has to be to the side. So the side which is closer, or whatever the mechanism is, always biased to being heavier on that side towards the pin. If you've ever noticed that, that's why weight placements are way better, and the weight will be distributed better. It's always going to be biased towards where the pin is, and where the stack is. So with that, seated leg curls or leg extensions, at the moment I can think of 2 which are in my home gym, which are fucking awful, and they don't go to full range. On the leg extension, I'm probably working through not even, I don't know, 45 degrees. And I have no idea why. On both of those. And then there's also these machines that the shoulder press is skewed. It's like one higher than the other. Again, at my home gym. I've not set foot on them. It's like for the leg extension I have, just because of that, on necessity, because I'm just like, actually quite like big quads, so I'm always going to go on these. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike Boyle. But yeah, I do like blowing out your quads every now and again on leg extension. And I refuse to do seated hamstring curls. Why would you sit on the thing that you're about to use, and chill it out? I don't really understand. A lying hamstring curl I can go behind, then it's just a bad hamstring exercise anyway, because I use sliders all the time, stuff like that. So, yeah. But yeah, the seated hamstring curl, don't get it. Will never use that particular one. I would never use again, and it's in my home club. Yeah, that particular one. The one I would use again is when we went to the Watson gym and we used the leg press, the vertical leg press. I thought that was sick.
Vertical leg press is good. Yeah,
vertical leg press is fantastic. All right, that's number 2 done. Right, last one of the gym-based things is an exercise that you would never do again.
Burpees. Easy.
Burpees.
Easy. And I've done them. I remember actually at cricket having to do warm-up with the first and second team warm-up, where the captain was taking a warm-up and he was going through 10 different things. So he's like, number 1, doing this, number 2, do the whole hold a plank, do a glute bridge and all this. Number 5 was burpees, and I literally refused to do it. I just couldn't do it. I was just like, no, I'm just gonna do press ups instead, mate.
I'll press up, just stand up. Go back.
I'm not doing it. I just was like, I refuse to do it. It's just no, not gonna do it. I saw Ben Bruno's April Fool's video. It was quite funny.
Yeah, classic. I don't know what exercise I wouldn't do. You've taken burpees. I can concur with you to double down on it. Is there anything that I think stupid?
There's another thing that's not stupid, but I just wouldn't do it again, is a full heavyweight snatch. Just wouldn't do it again.
Yeah,
it's not stupid exercise. I just would. My shoulder would just absolutely blow up from it again.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it again either.
I do single arm dumbbell snatch and stuff like that. I'm okay with that. Kettlebells, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
full barbell. I remember when I did 80 kilos was my best. 80 kilos was and that's body weight for me at the time. And that was when I was like, my shoulder really hurts now. After doing it for that long, it was more repetition. It wasn't like that lift.
Yeah.
And we kind of I think we both did it. I think we both hit body weight. I think we both did body weight snatch and 1.5 body weight cleans. And we were like,
we're done.
The next one's so far away at 2. We were like, we've worked so hard to get to this point. We're never going to get there. What's the point of fucking trying?
Well, our problem was we needed to go away and just get stronger, because we were both quite not scrawny. We could both move, but we were both strong for our body size. But we were just we just need to go and lift. And we were like, okay.
Yeah. That is something that I wouldn't go back to.
Exercise I wouldn't do again. It's a weird one. It's obviously, but it is. I guess it's a bugbear, and I don't do them. I probably won't do them again. I love the goblet squat, but I hate the single kettlebell loaded goblet squat. I don't do kettlebell loaded goblet squats because the kettlebell is so fucking awkward to hold once you get up to a decent weight. Unless you hold it like your handbag, but then you're all tensed up like this.
And then it just falls down anyway.
And then it kind of falls and drifts down because you can't keep your I don't know, biceps that tense, and then or you flip it the other way around, which is so unwieldy to do. I remember we ping a video to each other once when it was like if some lad he was like gave him like a 90 kilo kettlebell and was like body weight or doing like goblet squats and that, and we were like, what's the fucking point? Like at that point, just use either a dumbbell that's that heavy or just front squat him. It's fine. Like he can front squat. Use a short like a stubby bar. And then if you really are worried about the weight being that central, use a stubby bar that's not as big, or do it that way. Or use one of the, use the easy bar, right, and put it there so it wraps around. It's fine. Yeah, that's probably something I would never do again. And people are like, what? You're insane, Tom. But yeah, come back to me. Go get just the 42. Compare the 42 or your heaviest kettlebell in the gym. Get the dumbbell and then get the kettlebell and just choose which one you'd rather do, please. Get back to me. Right. Good. Right. Food you'd never eat again. Oh, it's quite a big subject, isn't it? That you've
Celery.
eaten. Celery.
I fucking hate celery.
Really?
Awful.
It's what? How?
Celery. It tastes awful. Just no. Like, no. So, all right, okay, I'll take celery out of the equation then if you want.
What about when you're making, what's the common like base of a load of stuff is like celery, carrot, and onion. That is like one of the most common bases to making food. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, not for me. All right, liver then, like cooked or raw, but cooked. Mum used to make it for me. I just hate it. Not good. Would never eat that again.
Liver. That's a good one, to be fair.
Awful. Yeah, awful. But celery would be number one. Because liver, I could eat raw, like the Liver King. So it's fine.
We've got another friend like that who hates celery as well. Like when it comes on like a little hummus board, mate, there must be loads of celery where you live now. They love hummus.
If it was, I think if it's cut up and put in stuff and cooked, I don't think I notice it. I mean, talking like raw, like crunch celery, like, oh God, no.
Your chair's moaning about that as well. Yeah. So you should get a new chair, not a new computer. Fuck me.
I need everything. Mate.
Did you bring that chair from Bath?
No.
Oh, you know, still squeaky. It's already squeaky.
Yeah,
you lounge around in it far too often.
Clearly.
All right. Food I would never eat again. Peas. Easy.
Peas.
Fucking can't stand peas.
Oh, that's such a weird one, man. Peas.
They just make me retch. They make me throw. They're probably the worst food that I can think of. I just do not want to eat.
They're so like inoffensive though.
They're not. They're just the taste.
What mushy peas?
Oh, even worse. Why would you mush it up? What is that about? Do you know there's a mushy pea shortage? Anyway, apparently, obviously in this country, the local chippy could be not dying out, but there's going to be certainly far less of them because potatoes, peas, and fish are all becoming far more expensive. Because guess where we import apparently a lot of fish.
Everything's becoming more expensive. Like,
but apparently, guess where we fucking get fish from? Russia.
Yeah.
I was like,
this is the thing, right? This is a total segue, right? And ridiculous, but the amount of people who are saying, "Oh, it's really bad that Russia, it's awful what they're doing and all this sort of stuff," but yet then they moan that their price of everything's going up because we're not buying it from Russia anymore. It's funny how like that's when it actually directly affects them, they moan about it. And it's like actually it's kind of like doing our bit to kind of like do our bit to support them a little bit. Just completely random, but yeah.
It is interesting, yeah. Obviously, like, and then if you forget about what. So Russia, obviously oil and all that kind of stuff. There's stuff in Russia and Ukraine, massive wheat. I think we get something like 45% of our wheat or something like from Russia, and so anything that's got wheat in it, probably not. People
think that the UK produce so much stuff and we just don't. And like this is the thing with like the Russia and China thing. It's like China, people like think about the amount of stuff in your house that is from China, that is made in China. Like it's just. People love talking this. Oh, let's just ban Chinese stuff. Or like, oh, they eat dogs. Oh, they're let's put sanctions on them. Let's boycott them. And it's like, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. Anyway, completely random.
Anyway, yeah, fun. That's our food. And last one, Daniel. What drink would you never have again?
Oh, easy, mate. Easy. Bloody Mary, tomato juice.
Really?
Never again. Ever in my life.
Never again.
Someone convinced me. They were like, oh, it just tastes like, it's just quite nice. Like, just try it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It's like tomato.
It was probably fucking you. It was probably fucking you.
Tabasco.
Tomato juice. Why are you drinking tomato juice? Stop drinking tomato juice. That's not normal.
Whatever. Is it vodka in there? It's like a traditional kind of either have it after like a hangover or
I thought it was vodka, tomato juice, what's the sauce?
Oh, is it what's the sauce?
Tabasco maybe as well.
Why am I thinking Tabasco?
It could be. I thought it was Worcester sauce.
Maybe I might be thinking of like so in Mexico and stuff, and obviously in the Central America, they have their like beer, like a Pacifico or a Corona or whatever, and they make like michelada. So within that beer, right, and they put like a little bit of tomato like stuff, the same thing, tomato. They put Worcester sauce and then like Tabasco in the beer and then salted.
Awful. Or the other one that could rival that is Sambuca.
Oh, that's a great shout. That is awful. Oh, see, yeah, I would go. This one's to be controversial, I think. So on the, I guess you can pick one to be alcoholic and one not to be alcoholic because they're kind of a given, right? I think we can split these into two. So non-alcoholic, probably controversial, is Red Bull. And I'm putting Monster and stuff into that category because I fucking can't. That makes me gag. Mainly because
for my non-alcohol one, I'm gonna go goat's milk. Dreadful.
Ooh, that is dreadful. Yeah,
truly awful invention.
That is awful. And then you accidentally have it, don't you? Like I've accidentally had, I think it was like soured goat's milk on my cereal just because I was in Norway and I couldn't read the labels and I was at a wedding, so they hadn't done they just kind of put them out. And then like somebody saw me do it on the cornflakes. They were like, "Oh, you like the soured milk, yeah?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, that's the." I was like, "Well, I'm not eating this."
Because I feel like goat's milk was only popular because people who had cow's milk were intolerant to it, had goat's milk. But now with like oat milk and almond milk, I can't help but feel goat's milk is extinct. It can't be a thing anymore, surely.
It can't be. They're like, actually, I'd rather get it. Yeah.
People used to have that and be like, "Oh yeah, it's actually okay. It's just because you can't have cow's milk. It's actually okay." You're lying. You're lying.
That's the same with goats. Cheese is weird as well.
Awful,
anything from a goat. Curried goat is good. Eating a goat, lovely. Don't milk it.
I'd eat the goat. I'd eat it. I wouldn't drink his milk. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'd concur on the whole alcohol though. Sambuca is right up there. I hate Sambuca and I hate
Pernod. Or Pernod.
What's Pernod?
It's similar. It's a similar thing. That's the Pernod's the one that goes a bit cloudy. I think you add a bit of water to it. It might go cloudy. It's exactly the same taste. Aniseed, just awful. Awful drink. Yeah. Oh, it's the aniseed. Makes me feel. I'm gagging thinking about it. That's what. Pernod. It's Pernod. It's got a silent D. Pernod.
Is it called Pernod? Oh, just put Pernod drink.
Put Pernod in. It will come up.
Looks like French beer.
And anise. Oh, just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And aniseed flavor. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Pernod mixed with water and ice. Yeah, it comes in cloudy. It's just, oh my god, like. You just don't need it in your life.
And I see kind of licorice taste, and it's just like, what is this?
No. No one needs that.
I can handle every other alcohol apart from that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I can even handle tequila over that.
I would, 100%. But I'm assuming the tequila I've had some good stuff since. The good stuff is actually okay. But like probably what we were drinking at uni, Dan, was that one with the like little sombrero on the top, right? The Sierra, yeah. the equivalent of like the older Paso kind of Mexican stuff. But yeah, just with the little thing, you're like, yeah, I've got really cool tequila, and it's awful. I remember showing Chloe it. She was like, that's not what we have in Central America. What is this? Never seen it in my life. Like, yeah. All right, let's rattle through these, mate. Okay, so share your opinion on this Reddit post. So 20 people share the anti-bucket list activities they never want to do again. All right, so number 1 from Waverly 76, running a marathon.
Yeah, I can get that. I can
totally
get on board with that.
I can get on board with that. Don't particularly want to do that. I just found out one of my trainers next year in March has decided to do 5-day ultra marathon in the jungle. I was like, in the jungle, I can get behind. The ultra marathon part, can't. 5 days, love it. But yeah, sounds pretty cool. Maybe we should do that, but just golfing. Oh, you're not going to be here, are you? Well, you should try and get back over here, Dan, because I want to do it. And my mate did it last year. It's the longest day of golf. You got to play 4 rounds in 1 day.
Wow.
Yeah. So you start at the crack of dawn, obviously, and just keep on going. Back will be an absolute taz. I'm going to do that this year. All right. You meant to do it for charity, but I feel like I just do it instead. That's just like sounds like a nice day. Yeah. All right. Number 2 from Right19870. Wow, that's a catchy name. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Right19869 was already gone, but I'm glad he went to the 70. So he stuck with that name. So visit tourist attractions during peak season in China. I lost my mind on an hourly basis. The crowds have no mercy. I mean, I've never visited the tourist attractions in peak season in China, so I don't know.
And I won't. So
based off the right one, I probably won't. So I'm not too sure why I need to go in peak season. I don't know what peak season would be in China, if I'm really honest. From number 3, Sneckles Necks. Snecks? I don't know. Bungee jumping. I thought I was going to die. And then once you realize you're okay, you go all the way back up again and fall again. Terrifying. Would you bungee jump? That's a common one for bucket lists, isn't it?
No. You've seen me with heights.
Oh yeah, you got no chance.
No.
You won't be anywhere near the edge. Jesus.
Yeah,
you'll be like,
go
to the edge, Dan. You were like, go fuck yourself.
I just think I'd freak out. I got no shame in saying it either. I'd freak out.
I think I'd be able to do it. I've got no kind of, I don't really want to go and do it. I'm more concerned about the whole detached retinas thing. I'm like, my eyes are going to come out. So I'm sure it's not very common, but I'd be super paranoid. I'd work in.
It's like when people do it for charity. I don't get that because I'm like, well, no, because you will enjoy it. Like you want to do it. Run a marathon, cool, because no one wants to do that.
Yeah, there's no other way to bungee jump apart from free fall. Whereas running a marathon, you could scooter it, you could cycle it, you could drive it.
It's also hard work. It's also hard work. Bungee jumping is hard work.
You've put yourself through pain to get there, right? I don't think you put yourself through pain. You've spent the money. You spent 100 quid. All right. Izzy Jube. So the La Tomatina in Bunal, Spain. This is a big 20,000 person tomato fight in the narrow streets of a small town.
Sounds stupid.
It was absolutely bonkers and a blast. They were selling beers and sangria by the litre by 9 a.m. And the fight started at noon. And afterwards, everyone goes to wash off in the river. I don't want to go again. You can't move around for 20,000 people. It was stressful at all times. And if you need to go to the bathroom, you can't. You end up peeing your pants in ankle deep in tomato sludge. And then I got slammed in the face with a tomato and ended up with an eye infection. I mean, until they described it like that it's really small, I was like, that sounds quite fun. To be honest, I would drink sangria by 9 a.m. 100%. I've done that, and I would throw tomatoes at people. So I'm going for that one. They don't know what they're on about. All right, number 5, Wolf of the Zay. These are weird names, aren't
Don't know what that is.
There's a carnival ride called the Zipper that comes to my local carnival. It's kind of a Ferris wheel, but faster. The problem is the cars that you sit in, these babies are tiny boxes, emphasis on tiny, and get yanked around upside down by the ride. I hit my head on a metal bar during one point of the ride. It was genuinely dangerous, also utterly terrifying. So this is more carnival rides. I would concur on that. I think any traveling carnival, I'm going to say I'm not too fussed about most of the rides. I play all the like sporty things, but I'm assuming they haven't passed the safety inspection.
Safety checks. Safety checks, yeah.
Number 6, chimpanzee otter. A colonoscopy or colonoscopy?
Colonoscopy. Colonoscopy.
I got it right, didn't I? A colonoscopy without sedation.
Awful. Yeah, I can imagine.
I can imagine that's very bad.
I can imagine that's not great. Yeah,
that's not great. I could go there. I've not done it, so I can't say I can go on my anti-bucket list, but it's not going to be on my bucket list. Right, executive ninja, traveling by train. Discovered I get horribly motion sick on trains 10 minutes into a 7-hour trip. All right, well, that's weird.
Princess.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Executive ninja. You're then have to be, if you're an executive, a true executive, they travel on trains.
It's not like an anti-bucket list, though, is it? Like, because like I get all the other festivals and things are more like bucket list things. This is anti-bucket list. That's just my method of travel. I prefer not to go by train.
Correct. Yeah. If I can avoid it at all costs, I will not travel by train. Right, from Find the Remnant, skydiving. Blacked out and puked. The instructor I was attached to was pissed. I don't blame him. I'm hoping they weren't drunk. I'm assuming that's not. He was just like annoyed about puking and blacking out. Yeah, I've got no interest in skydiving as well. You would not.
No,
I don't want to drop out of a plane. I'm good. I go in a plane. It's fine. I don't care what's on the outside of it. I looked at the outside of the plane when I got on it. Absolutely fine. All right, from Prior Sorographer 5, alcohol and weed together. I legit thought death would be better than struggling and figuring out why everything is moving. Alcohol and weed together. No lawsuit here, Daniel.
Can't tell you.
Done that. I have. It's not great, unfortunately. Back in when I was cool and at sixth form and in a band. Not done that for an incredibly long time, obviously. All right, from Black Smoke 1033. Those rotten egg flavor jelly beans.
Yeah, I can concur with that. I've had one of them before.
Have you had one of them? They're bad,
yeah, it's the one where you play the game with it, don't you? You do the Bean Boozled. Have you played it? Bean Boozled. You basically it's by Jelly Belly, jelly beans. You basically get them, and there's like 8 different flavors, and they have a good flavor and a bad flavor, and it's kind of like it's like a dare game. So you answer questions, you get it right or wrong. You get to either, if you get it right, you pass. If you get it wrong, you have to pick a jelly bean, and they're either a good or bad flavor, but they're all the same color. So like you've got, for example, like a pot with one's the good one's chocolate pudding, the bad one is canned dog food. Awful. Like absolutely awful. Then got one that is there's one that's rotten milk and one that's popcorn, like they're both white. And then there was one that was rotten egg or custard, I think was the other one. Oh. So yeah, me and Mike played it before on YouTube. Awful.
Oh really?
There's some that it's all right. Like there's one that's blueberry and then toothpaste. It's like, well, that's just like mint, that's fine.
Yeah.
It was like, so there's rotten egg. The bad ones are rotten egg, blood, awful taste on that one. What else was there? Canned dog food, fish, rotten fish. There's another one. What else was there? There's another really bad one. The canned dog food was the worst one. 100% the worst one. Yeah.
Well, my next education, I might buy some of them and just leave them around. Because I know there's some trainers in my gym will definitely eat them. And that'll punish them for eating. All right, this one's a weird one. Number 11, Jersey girl forever. Kind of says what it is. Sex on the beach. Sand gets everywhere.
Yeah, cool. I've not done it, but I've heard that from people before. They're just like, it's just not what you think.
I've not done that either, but yeah, I can't remember. And she also put haggis. That is absolute horseshit. Haggis is lovely. So yeah, don't understand what she's on about there. Independent Common 385. Going on a roller coaster.
Oh, come on, mate.
That's ridiculous. Grow up. And number 13, Mountain Creator. There you go. That took me a while because the 8 is the number 8. Create or getting too high. Legitimately thought I was going to die. These people just getting too high. Don't do drugs, kids. 14, Cobo Werewolf. The Paqui One Chip Challenge. Oh, I like spicy things, but only when there is a flavor. That was shit with straight fire. No flavor, 100% pain. Have you ever done one of those challenges, like a hot thing? You must have. Well, you've been around Mike, or what's the girl you did a YouTube video with as well?
Yeah. We did it at Lodo. We got a Carolina Reaper chili. And it was,
did you try it?
Yeah, we put it into some food. And again, it was a similar thing where like we had to take a bit of it and it was like if you got it or not. And I think we both got it.
Oh, was it like a roulette kind of deal?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Awful. And the worst bit about it, if I'm being completely honest, is swallowing it and feeling it go into your stomach and the pain.
It's just like
it goes down. And then obviously think about where it has to go after that.
Your ass was on
fire.
Nice.
Sore. Yeah.
That's gross. All right. Yeah, I've never done one. I've eaten spicy foods, but yeah. We do have a friend that frequently puts herself in hospital for eating too much spicy food. I think she's been in 3-4 times. Not good, is it? Not a good idea. Stop eating spicy food. From for Chris' sake, Limburger cheese. Fuck that stuff entirely. Limburger cheese. I don't know what that is.
No.
What is it like? I bet it's goat cheese. The half, yeah, it's just really stinky. Once it reaches 3 months, there's a notorious smell of fermented Limburger cheese. No. Apparently, it must like be bad. It's literally the first thing is like, is it really?
So one of the things that I've heard is really bad is fermented fish. Apparently, it's awful.
It is awful.
Never smelt it, but apparently it is.
Yeah.
And it would make sense that it sounds really awful.
It's one of those things that like everybody thinks like the Swedish and the Nordics and all those people have it, and they just never have it. They don't touch a barge pole, and they're like, no, yeah, we do all this stuff, and you're like, no, you don't. What's that for us? I guess I don't know. Liver, kidneys, that kind of thing. Awful.
Yeah, no.
I think that's kind of British, but you never have it, do you? Right, Bubba 2475. Drink bleach. Hey, give me a break. I was 3 years old, saw a bottle with a blue cap. Blue is my favorite color. Must be delicious, right? 10 out of 10 would not recommend. I had to get my stomach pumped. 3 years old.
How do you remember he's 3 years old?
I don't know.
I'm questioning whether he remembers that or not. So.
Bubba 2475. Number 17. Aromatic Proof 5251. Fraternity pledging. Oh dear.
What's that?
I'm assuming that is to do with obviously frat houses in America. We don't really have it. I guess it's the same as it's similar to kind of initiation things for like sports teams over here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. And yeah. Basically, I think you have to do pledges to like the people.
They will never have to do that again because you're not going to join it again.
Yeah. From Quiet Night 817, Hibachi restaurants. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
There's a long thing over here, but I've literally no idea. Oh, Jimmy J5, threesomes.
What? Never again? Like it's really like what? Bear in mind what we've heard so far on this thing.
I know. Doesn't sound as bad.
I can understand it. Maybe again, having never had one, that it maybe wouldn't live up to expectations. Maybe he was thinking, maybe, or he or she.
Jimmy, probably a boy.
Yeah, you probably. But hey, some girls can call Jimmy, or we'll call whatever gender you want to be. Jimmy.
Correct. Yeah.
Like these days. I can understand it maybe not living up to quite the hype that they thought it may, but it's never again like it was like the worst experience of their life. Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I've never had one, but I would always think they'll be quite awkward.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that's yeah.
No, it's not something I'm chasing after, so it's fine. And then 20, the last one, Dan. Have you been on this Reddit board? Because I'm not too sure on the lead. It's the Leader King, but they've just gone alcohol. It tastes horrible and getting drunk is awful. I'll just keep drinking my grape juice. Thank you very much.
I don't get.
That sounds like you.
I honestly don't get it. Like I understand the little bit of a buzz you get from having a few drinks and stuff like that, but I also think people play up to that. I also think you can actually be more confident just by feeling more like you think you've had a drink or whatever, right? But I just think there's so many negatives to it. Like I said, I don't like the taste of it. I don't understand it. Like when you were here, I was like, "Oh, go on, I'll have a bit." I was just like, "It doesn't taste nice." I don't sit here enjoying it. I'm not liking the taste of it. Like I don't get it. Just drink water. I don't understand. Like I don't.
It's fine. I never pressure you. I couldn't give a shit. I've got your wife to drink with when I visit you, so you're fine.
Yeah, you don't like. But that's the thing I think though. That's the other thing I think about alcohol is like you say there, you have to have someone to drink with. Like why? Just if you like it, why does it matter if there's anyone else?
I think
what time of day you drink it. Why does it matter what time of day you drink it? If you like the taste of it, you could drink it at 9 a.m. People go, "Oh, I couldn't drink that early." Well, why not? If you like the taste of it, like I could drink a coffee in the evening, but I'd be up all night with caffeine, right? So there's a reason for that. But people don't like drinking in the morning because they're like, "Oh no, I couldn't do it in the morning." Why not?
Because it would impair the rest of your day. Because obviously you're
no, that's not the reason though, is it? Because people when they go to airports, they have it first thing in the morning. They don't care having it then.
But then you haven't got any responsibilities for the rest of the day when you go to the airport.
Yeah, that's my point is like with alcohol, this is my whole point with it, is it's a social construct because it's almost as if once you start drinking alcohol, you can't stop. Why could you not just have one beer at breakfast thing just for the rest of the day not have anything? Why is that not a thing? Like if it tasted that good, right, and you loved it that much, right? Let's say you were just at home working and you didn't have anywhere else to go that day, you didn't have to drive a car or anything. Why would you not have a beer at the breakfast? If you like the taste of it, why would you not have a beer at breakfast?
But it's the same thing.
Because it's a social construct that you then expect to drink it for the rest of the day.
Would you have like a lasagna at breakfast?
Why not?
But exactly, why not? But you wouldn't choose to, would you? You'd rather like your eggs and stuff.
Yeah, I prefer it, but I could. If someone said to me like, "I've got a lasagna here and I had nothing else in the house. Do you want it?" I go, "Yeah, all right." But you wouldn't have a beer, would you? You know, if I said, "Tom, we haven't got any coffee this morning. Do you want a beer?" You go, "No, you fucking maniac. Give me water." And what's that about?
Like, yeah.
But if you had no food in the house and I was really hungry and you said, "I've got some lasagna left over," I'd go, "Yeah, all right, I'll have that."
None of that. I wouldn't. I guess I was trying to think of the argument against it, but I wouldn't have a non-alcoholic beer either, because that would be the argument of going, "Yeah, I'd have that, but it wouldn't impair me." But I wouldn't have that.
But people don't like the taste of non-alcoholic beer. I'm like, "What do you mean don't like the taste of it?" It doesn't start saying, "What?" But if you like the taste of beer, though, why do you not like that?
But what we enjoy is the whole spectrum and the experience of having it. It comes with a nice little taste, a nice social thing, a little bit of looser inhibitions, so you're able to have probably more confident and kind of complex conversations that you're not as guarded about. That's what happens for alcohol. It's an inhibitor, whereas or we get pent up and angry, like, "Yeah, this is where we chill out." And
maybe I should start drinking.
So I totally agree. It is the social construct around it that people enjoy more than the actual drink itself. But I think that is through the loosening of inhibitions and what it does on your personality.
People just like looking good in front of their friends. I drink.
That's why Dan bought all those golf clubs. Just to look good in front of me.
Yeah.
That's it. He was just like, "I'm gonna get all of them." And Dan looks the part now. He's got the most outrageous. He's got way more outrageous clothing than me. So
yeah, that's me though. I think people are quite shocked by that with me and my.
Yeah, you quite like bright clothing, don't you?
I just don't care what other people think. Like other people wouldn't wear it on a golf course. They'd be like, "Oh, it's a bit bright," or "It's a bit out there." And I don't care.
Whereas I'm very black and white.
You're very like want to blend in. Like, oh, don't want to make a scene. Like,
I don't blend in. I just don't want to look like you.
Yeah.
Just most of my clothing. I don't know. It's just conscious of it. I'm just always like, I want everything to match or of some sort. So
yeah, it still has to match, but it's.
All right. If you say so.
Some my stuff matches. Wow. I got complimented by the woman on reception the other day. I got complimented on my golf top. Yeah.
Wow.
Very nice golf top. I was like, thank you very much. Thank you.
I love that. That sounds like a child would have been complimented on their golf top.
Yeah.
Someone looks smart today.
Yeah. It was probably meant that way, but I didn't take it that way. I took it as like it's really smart. So.
Yeah. Slightly mentally retarded, but we're okay.
That's me.
All right, perfect. Any other business, Daniel?
No, not for me.
Blitzers have started, haven't they?
Blitzers have started, yeah. They're flying 2 days in. Absolutely.
Oh, 2 days. There we go. Good. They're rattling on. Fresh 100 fresh meats of in your little gang.
There you go.
All those little Dans running around, going.
Drink alcohol. Yeah. Protein, calories, protein. Yeah,
Hashtag protein. What was your hashtag? Eat more protein.
Hashtag eat more protein, this week.
Yeah. Is it? That's what everybody has to use.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow that hashtag now.
Everyone has to get on it.
Eat more protein. I could probably do with eating more protein, if I'm really honest.
Everyone could.
Everyone could. When you see my pre podcast snack was Monster Munch. That is absolute fitness, guys. All right, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week.
See you later.